I was born in Manhattan a long time ago. And I grew up in the suburbs of New York and always had pets. Family was really passionate about animals. Myself and my colleagues who formed Best Friends really were driven by a passion for kindness and compassion and operating and working to bring that discipline into our lives. I take no credit for it. I was kind of a part of a group of people who really discovered this mission that began with doing work about anti-vivisection. That's kind of where we started, writing and doing pamphleteering and railing against animal experimentation, and then in the mid-70s started doing shelter rescue and working with vets, and that just evolved into what became Best Friends Animal Sanctuary, and then our work here in Los Angeles and in other communities, extending that work from the sanctuary for shelter pets. Once you become aware of the pain, the suffering, the cruelty that these animals are subjected to, once your eyes are open to it, it's impossible to turn away. You'd have to be pretty cold-hearted. You can't close that off. You can't shut that door. And so once that door is open, well, there's only one way to go, and that's you need to do something about it.
Francis has a fan club, I think. When Francis, in the earlier years when he was more out in Los Angeles more, he was Francis, he was Best Friends. And so all the rescues, at least I could speak for myself, Karma Rescue, were just in awe of the work that Best Friends did.
Francis is just really this great leader. And I volunteered for them for a long time, and I kind of blame them for making me a crazy cat lady. Doing is the proof. And all you have to see is what he's done to know how trustworthy he is and how capable he is. And that's really where it lies, is that integrity to save animals' lives.
My passion is to help all of us collectively bring about a time when there are no more homeless pets, to end the pointless killing of shelter animals. And I believe that that's really the first stop for the society in a more enlightened relationship to animals generally. Spay and neuter is so important, and the work that SNP-LA is doing really is essential if we're going to get on top of this issue. I mean, there are two components to this. We need to look at the noses that are going into the shelter, and we need to look at the noses coming out of the shelter. And noses coming out of the shelter is adoption, but also we need to affect the numbers going in. And spay-neuter is one of the primary, not the only, but one of the primary ways to affect the numbers going into the shelter. So if we want to get to that noses in piece in a way that we can actually quantify and put metrics to, spay-neuter is so important, and the work that SNP-LA is doing is right in the middle of that. This is social change. Make no mistake about it. Our no-kill movement that we're all involved in is about social change. It's a huge change for our society. It's a movement. It's not about an organization, and it's about changing the way that we as human beings relate to our fellow creatures on this planet. And I believe that begins with our relationship to these companion animals that we love so much, but that for some reason we allow to slip away and fall through the cracks. No Kill Los Angeles, NKLA, is the biggest thing that motivates me now. And that collective activity to really wrap our arms around a problem and demonstrate the viability of results, to demonstrate to the community and to the world that yes, we can make these communities no-kill. There's no excuse for it anymore. And by focusing our efforts on the city of Los Angeles, I think is really an exciting and inspiring thing, because Los Angeles is a trendsetter. It leads the country in so many things, and being able to put that stake in the ground here in Los Angeles to end the killing of shelter pets in our city shelters is huge.